in a row is a tall order as well. Steelers with a win can finally clinch the AFC North or hope the Browns, minus all their receivers, lose against the Jets. Let's go to Heinz Field right now for this big one. Aditi Kinkhabwala, take it away.
Rich, as you just said, the Steelers started 11-0. They've lost 3 straight since, and they could not have looked more anemic on offense or more gassed on defense. I had multiple players tell me they'd never been a part of a first half like the Monday night debacle against the Bengals. Now, today they face a Colts team that's playing just as well on the other side. They've won 3 straight. They're desperate for the playoffs. And Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said facing a hot and hungry Colts team may actually be good for his team. As he put it, we don't run away from the kitchen, we run into it, which makes for a nice soundbite. But when I shared it with Colts linebacker Darius Leonard, he laughed and he said, okay, but we're playing really well right now. Now, for more on this AFC North, let's go to Mooch.
All right, Aditi, thank you very much. Irv, this is going to be a good one, man. All right, let's talk about this AFC North, because can these Steelers hold off these Browns and win this darn division?
Coach, I was going to tell you that I'm really worried about that, the ability to do that. But then I hear about the Browns losing all their receivers.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a tough game today.
Playing the Jets, Mike. They're playing the Jets.
But they're losing a lot of receivers. And Rich, you know, you guys already lost Trevor Lawrence. They might as well win another game. So, you know what I mean, and feel good about that. But for the Steelers, let me tell you my concern. My concern, and everybody is looking at the ornaments on the tree. They're talking about the drop passes. I know they lead the league with 35 drop passes. Talking about, they can't run since week 13. They're last with only 50 yards a game. But the offensive line here is the problem, Coach. They're on their 3rd group as an offensive line in the last 3 games trying to fight. This is not about talent. Drops you can fix. I'm not worried about those things. But that offensive line staying in Ben's face like he is right there, he can't get the ball off. You can't get a run game. I'm not talking about balanced run game. I'm talking about get a yard when you need a yard. That's what I'm concerned about with the Steelers.
Yeah, I have a lot of concerns, too, because it's not just the line and the drops. It's about the team they're playing, too. The Colts are a really good and competent team right now.
Right.
They're good in all 3 phases. And this guy, are you going to lock the Browns today in the lock? Are we going to doom?
I might doom the Jets over the Browns.
Right. And then they play each other next week. And then you know what? All those receivers are going to be fresh legs. They're going to be back, right?
Yeah,
and then look out. Browns could win this division for the first time.
And the Steelers have called it the dreaded players-only meeting.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good thing. That's
never a good thing.
All right, now let me send it over for more on the Packers and the Titans to Stacey Dales in Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin.
The players only.
Well, Mooch, this Titans-Packers game has all the feels of a playoff atmosphere, minus the fans. I asked Titans head coach Mike Vrabel, what's the urgency of your football team this week? What's your message going to be? And he said, we have a pretty good idea of what it takes to win December, January games. That's physicality, protecting the football, forcing turnovers defensively, and they want to control the clock with Derrick Henry in their run game. As for the Packers, I asked wide receiver Davante Adams, what kind of zone is your football team in? And he said, we're definitely in a good zone, but not satisfied and definitely not happy with their performance despite the win against the Panthers, an 8-point victory last week. There is a different standard and a different expectation, he told me, basically, with this Packers group. It all starts with Aaron Rodgers. And Rich Eisen, I detect a very focused Packers team coming into Sunday Night Football.
Well, they'll know if the Seahawks had already won or lost, because if the Rams had won and the Seahawks have lost, the Packers know a win at home on Sunday night would clinch the 1 seed in the NFC. And the Titans will already know if the Colts will have lost, the Ravens will have lost. The Ravens lost earlier in the day to the Giants, then the Titans would already have clinched a playoff berth. If the Colts lose, a win on Sunday night would give the Titans the AFC South. If the Colts win, obviously, that division will be in limbo going into the final week of the regular season. That's what's at stake tonight in Sunday Night Football. And it was interesting, Stacey's first report, I turned to you in the commercial break when she said that basically on all the weather, it's going to snow, it's going to be very cold, that Mike Vrabel said that equipment will be crucial for the team. And I said, is that what he's calling Derrick Henry now?
Exactly.
Okay, so how vulnerable are the Packers tonight against the Titans?
Well, I believe, I'm a big believer in matchups, right? When you get to this point, it's about matchups and how you fit with the teams that you're playing. And when you look at the Packers, that they've lost 3 times this year, and they've lost to teams that, A, can score a lot of points, have scored over 28 points, and B, can run the football. Teams have run the football for 150 plus in their losses. So Now you've got to match up against the guy you're talking about, Derrick Henry, and this Titans offense that is built to do just that. They're #1 scoring team in the National Football League, and that guy is the #1 rusher in the National Football League. So I believe they are vulnerable. Now, you got Aaron Rodgers and company on the other side against this Titans defense that has been struggling. But I believe the makeup of the Titans says, we do what you don't do very well, meaning the Packers in that cold weather. So I think they're vulnerable. Still going to be a tough win to go into Lambeau and get that.
Yeah, I mean, talk about the business decisions the Packers defense is going to have to face third, fourth quarter with Henry having maybe his 20th or something carry on. Unless this guy can start putting some points on the board real fast. It's going to be a great Sunday night game. Still to come right here on NFL Game Day morning. We hope you have some tissues handy. It's quite a story. The inspiring story of how some of the Jacksonville Jaguars players and staff changed one autistic Jaguars fan's life forever.